We are here with Ian Selley following our 2-2 draw away at Ashford Town this afternoon. Ian, it's that million-dollar question. Is that 2 points dropped or a point gained in the end?
I think it's 2 points dropped. I think, we're quite we're very disappointed. We expected to come in today and put on a good performance. The players we have are good players, experienced players. Some of them, some have played the level quite a while in the younger boys, but we're really disappointed today because I think ultimately Ashford first half were the better team. No disrespect to Ashford, but I think they had a lot of players missing today. They brought loanies in. There seems to be a lot of academy boys there, and they bullied us a little bit, I think, first half. And half time, obviously we heard our views. Wasn't happy. A lot of screaming, a lot of shouting. But we were better second half. But we should never be in that situation, chasing the game. I think we have enough about us to start games better. We've got enough experience in the team to I don't mind our team playing out from the back and stuff like that, but I think we were playing lots of tippy-tapper football, which we want to play football, but at the same time wasn't really going anywhere. I think second half we said to them go more direct, and we got a bit more joy. So I think we just got to try and find that balance where we want to play football, but at the same time it's about winning games and scoring goals. So first half we could have been there for another 5-6 hours. We wouldn't have scored because it was all in front of them. So
yeah, it's funny you say. So I was doing commentary and I noticed that we were playing the ball quite a lot, sort of sideways across the back line, and Tom was dropping really deep and picking the ball up really on the edge of our 18-yard box. And Ashford Town were obviously quite happy and quite keen for us just to do that and sat back and let us play. And then when you've got 3 or 4 players in front of Ashford Town and you're trying to play the ball, we didn't seem to have many people to pass for that second phase, so we just kept passing it sideways and trying to recycle and go down the other side, and it wasn't always happening. And we were starting again and again, and it seemed to take quite a bit of time sometimes just to get the ball further up the field.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of times where we did play through, probably 4 or 5 times we played through them and we looked good, but when it got into that final third, we were a little bit weak in holding onto the ball or actually breaking the line, and we didn't do that pretty much until probably the last 20-25 minutes. It's sometimes you've got to open the game up by going a bit direct to start with, to allow you to get into the pockets of space and play. But we want the team to play football. We brought in good ball players, but obviously we want them ball players in the attacking half of the pitch and opening teams up. And we've just got to try and find that balance now that they know how we feel. It's not acceptable, and this is not being disrespectful to Ashford because they were good today, but they're sort of almost a team. I know that Luke's done a good job there, but they're a team that have almost been thrown together with some loanies chucked in and some players that some young kids. And the worrying thing was with us, we got bullied first half, but it's about learning and moving on from it. And we had a long conversation after the game. That I don't want to be in a team that's mid-table all season. That's not our makeup. The managers' makeup, management team's makeup. I know that the players want to be pushing for playoffs and get promoted. So we've had a long conversation afterwards of you need to look at yourselves. The staff will look at themselves. I'll always look at and analyse what I did today. Did I do enough before the game to inspire the players to play? And it's also important the players have to look at themselves as well. They're the ones that are on the pitch and performing. But I think as a collective we need to get better. That performance today isn't acceptable, and going in there after the game, I said my opening line was, I can't get excited about drawing to Ashford and scoring late on, so we got too much in the change room to be in that situation. We should be have more about us and be performing better as a group and scoring more goals. It's maybe it's a little bit of a reset button again. We've had this before, a few weeks back, but we're still confident we'll get in the playoffs. I'm 99.9% sure we can do, because the players we have are good players. Hopefully we'll have a couple coming in next week that will strengthen. We're disappointed, but the way I look at it, that we can move on from this and get better.
Well, I suppose that if you're going to walk away disappointed and reflect, the positive for me is, with 10-15 minutes to go, we were 2-0 down here, and it could have been a lot worse. And we've given a little bit of a fight back there towards the end. Obviously, we got a goal there. Marco's looping a header, which seemed to take an eternity to come down and go into the back of there in virtually the last kick of the game. So, that must have been pleasing to a degree to at least salvage a point out of that today.
I think it was, and hats off. They kept going. I just think that we should never be putting ourselves in that position to start with. I think there's enough about the group to score goals and to beat teams like Ashford, and that's not being disrespectful to Ashford. But
No, I thought they played well.
yeah, you know, obviously, but if you look at the budgets, Ashford budgets is like we had at Westfield last season, and we've got an all right budget, you know. So it's not the best budget in the division, but it's definitely not the worst. So yeah, we've got to look at that. You know, we want players that are hungry to perform. And first half, we weren't hungry; they were first to everything. Second half, we were a little bit better, but still not a million miles off where we need to be. So you know, as a group, we've got to reflect, and they'll be getting sent the VO tonight of the game, and we'll be analysing it. And you know, like I say, Tuesday, Velocity Cup's a big game because it's our old club. They're going to want to turn us over again, and they beat us obviously on the bank holiday weekend, which we're still hurting from, and we have to go out there and perform, and we'll go strong on Tuesday. So you know, it's there's a lot to play for over the next 2 or 3 weeks. It's important that we have to, you know, all be men. And I said to the boys after the game, you know, we're in a men's game. You need to be stronger in certain areas of the pitch. I think we just got pushed over a little bit sometimes, which was a bit worrying. But you know, yeah, we'll be fine. You know, I'm not have any issues with us. We're going to go forward with it, and we just have to make sure we're all going to stick together now.
Good. And a couple of injuries in the game. Matty, first of all, in the first half, how's he doing?
Yeah, I think Matty twisted his knee a little bit, so he's a little bit sore now. But hopefully, we won't be any more than 2 weeks. But we'll make sure we get him seen early next week to see how he is. Lucas has got a big gash behind his ear. He got kicked in the head sort of late on in the game. Yeah. But obviously, he's going to miss a few games now as well. You know, he got two yellows today. So you know, as a manager, it's a full-time job. You know, we've had a busy week talking to players to try and bring new players in to fresh the group up a little bit, which hopefully we'll get to in next week. Yeah, we have to motor on and make sure we're prepared for Tuesday now.
Good stuff. And on that note, I look forward to seeing you Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Nice one.
Cheers, Ian.
Thanks,
mate.
Cheers.